In the beginning of the movie, we also have scenery like two farmers walking down the road talking about the Wright brothers being crazy trying to build a flying machine. And they spit and they said, if the good Lord wanted man to fly, he'd have been born with wings. I says, yep. And then the right rifling putt-putts over, and his jaw hits the paper, and the false teeth drop down in the film. And he says, I've changed my mind. He didn't change his mind, he was changed by events. People can't open their cranial case and rearrange the association. You want to talk about the brain and eyes, eye disorders of the future? You know the little gas they put on the eye that splits it automatically and causes it to contract so you don't need glasses? Have you seen that system yet?
Well, we have all different kinds. Any cut in the front part of the eye is going to change the shape of it.
There's a thing about eyes and ears and sense of smell. Like you may have better vision than me, but I may have educated vision. I know every 10 degrees. You don't. You know what I mean? And I be able to know what to look for when I look at things. We look at them differently based on our background. You understand? He may have better hearing than this fellow, but this fellow knows what to listen for. He's a musician. He knows exactly what's... You don't hear that by an orchestra leader, conductor, who knows what to listen for. So there's vision, educated vision, there's taste, educated taste. All that has to be talked about. And we have to bring up children so they can use most of their facilities well, instead of a person saying, I'm not creative, I'd like to write, but I don't even know how to start. It's very easy to be a great writer. You can learn in less than a minute the principle. The principle of writing is, all you have to do is take one scene of a woman standing at a cemetery with a tear coming out. Take it from there. The whole story is self-evident. Now, if you take another one, say a guy lying in a lifeboat with parched lips and his canteen empty and the sun beating down, you can take that and build a story all around it. You don't have to think of the whole story. You know, just show a war veteran on crutches, just show him walking, and then go into it. You see what I mean? That's how you write. But writers say, well, you just have to practice and write. You know, they don't give you detail. And it's a detail, like the way I teach people, children to draw like adults. I go right to it. You don't need to start at childish drawings. You don't need to do 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8. Because when I was a kid, the teacher said 2 and 2 is 4. I says, 4 what? You know? So I said, in my early work of the lab, I'd have one drop dropped in a glass tube, and by turning on a certain range of sounds, that one drop becomes 6 drops by vibratory method. So sometimes 2 and 2 can make 20. You know, if you learn to think 2 and 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8, rote, your flexibility is limited. Do you think you understand that? You can take one drop of water, released by an eyedropper, generate different types of sound in that glass tube, and that drop breaks into 20 drops or 2 drops, depending on the vibratory rate. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or do you interpret?
Yeah.
So, to think creatively, it's best to be able, like a person says, I want to become a creative architect. I say, study seashells. You're going to make that paper cylinder. Study seashells. They have so many different shapes for your head to be filled with many different types of contours. But if you just study architecture, you're going to see all the house with pointy roof. They're all alike. You know, very, very little originality. So I wanted to show you something about the strength of materials, but if you try to remove that from the table, it'd be safer.
And we're going to remove everything.
Okay, so there you see one piece of paper, the paper I draw on, rolled into a cylinder, okay?
This can't hold a book.
You take it from there. You can't do anything with a straight sheet of paper. You can't hold up any weight. You can't make a good roof with it. It's always sagging, a straight sheet. But if you bend it into a circle, she's going to show you what it'll do.
I'm going to put the camera on
So
there.
you try your prediction too. Are you going to handle that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
I just wanted to film it.
You want to gather around and watch this? It's interesting.
Yeah, walk back and forth.
Get a heavy book, which you could never do with one. Let somebody feel the weight of that book.
I'm not going to do it. We do it, he wants to do that with every book. Is that on center
No,
there?
more to the left.
No,
No.
that way.
More to the left.
Well, that'll work.
My
More.
left?
One
That's,
more
that's
movement.
pretty good.
Oh, yeah. How about that way? Is that center?
That's a pretty heavy book on one piece of paper.
This one's a heavy one. Oops. Okay. It's just like one of these.
Looks like the mega machines in the future will lower things down slowly like that.
Let me know when you think it'll go.
Jinga.
I'm gonna stand up.
Those
It's a
are
really heavy one.
weighty books.
Oh boy.
So I do this on.
It's getting there.
That's why all the buildings are round or contoured, because they're much stronger than straight sections.
That's why the eye is round. That's why the eye is
You
round.
could lift that, try to lift that off. It's pretty heavy when she gets, I don't know.
Really heavy.
I'm still holding it for you. That's great.
It's no trick.
No, it also right now it'd be very, very hard to like push the paper in too, correct?
Try carrying that away.
I'm good.
That's a
Really
heavy book.
Yeah, it is. This might be-
Left. A little to the left.
Yeah, there you go.
Watch, I'm taking pictures.
I'm always impressed by that. Well, they won't know whether that's a concrete cylinder or not. Is that what you expected?
No. I thought you were gonna put one book on it and say, "Yep,
Yep.
you can hold it."
I know, right?
It's higher than the paper now.
Yeah.
You can even lift it.
That's more than like.
It's pretty heavy too.
It's 11.
Oh.
This might do it.
Yeah.
This is really heavy.
It's an effort problem. Yeah, and then
More to the left.
This way? This way.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, that's... Is it wobbly?
Did we break the leg?
That's a good one. Yeah. Want to try and lift all these. I can't.
You don't have to be an engineer to understand that. But it makes a lot of difference
makes a lot of
in
sense.
your design of the building. That's why they're most of them are contoured, for that reason.